Hey, today I'm going to show you 4 different products today and feature those. And I'm not wearing makeup because I'm going to show you how I use them and what they are. So I'm just going to get right into it. I've got our Silk. This is a makeup primer and it's a pore minimizer and wrinkle minimizer, so it kind of fills in your pores and your any wrinkles and fine lines. You don't need very much. So I'm just going to kind of pat that on my fingers, pat that on my face, kind of rub it in. And I heard that you're supposed to kind of put this in a downward motion because, well, mostly like on your pores when you do it right here. Downward motion to fill in the pores. So there's a little tip. Okay, so there's that. Then the next thing, so just time out really quick. I could use the tinted moisturizer next. So if I want a fuller coverage, I would use my primer and then I would use the tinted moisturizer and then the foundation. Today I'm just going to go straight for the foundation. And before I even tell you about the foundation, let me just tell you, I'm really picky with my makeup. I don't just buy anything. I research everything before I buy it. And I research it a lot. Like I look at not every, but I read a ton of reviews all over Sephora and Ulta. I watch a ton of YouTube videos about it. Like I want nice makeup and I spend enough on it that I'm gonna get the best products for me. So just keep that in mind as I'm telling you about like these cosmetics. I'm telling you about them because I actually like them and I do have to buy them. So I'm paying for them. It's not like I'm getting things for free. I always like YouTube girls who just get everything for free. I'm a little suspicious of their reviews because I like anything for free. Like you give me like pretty much anything and I'll try and be like, well, it was free, so that's good. Like it's fine. But things that I have to spend my own money on, I'm a lot more picky with. So just take that for what it's worth. My favorite foundations up to this point have been my Estee Lauder Double Wear. You can see that is like gone down to the last drop. I've got a tiny bit left and I love it. And then I've got my NARS Velvet Matte, and I love this too. This is for like super, super high coverage. This is for like more medium. And then my MakeSense foundation is going to be for, that wasn't it, I grabbed the wrong bottle, is more light to medium. It is buildable, so I'm going to show you how that works. I've been using the shade Dewy, and it is, the one really cool thing about this is, for one, like I said, it's buildable, but for another thing, each shade goes anywhere from 1 to 3 shades up or down. So I also have Porcelain, which is the very lightest shade that it comes in. And I'm pretty pasty, so that could probably work for me. But I just think that's really cool that each shade will oxidize to match your skin. So I think there's 13 shades of the foundation. The original foundation, and then there's 6 shades of the anti-aging foundation. I have not tried the anti-aging foundation. So all the products I'm telling you about today, the Silk Primer, the Tinted Moisturizer, which I'm not using, but I've showed you before, the original foundation and the anti-aging foundation, and the, let's see, the Pearlizer and the powder, maybe not the powder, but all of the liquid things that I'm showing you all have the Seneplex complex in it. And I've told you about that before, but just as a reminder, that is a kinetic enzyme. It is going to affect the way your cells come to the surface. So a few things that it does is it increases moisture and collagen. It increases the firmness in your skin, and it decreases like the fine lines and any like sagging. So who doesn't want that? It's nice that it's in all of our cosmetics. So I'm going to get started on the foundation. Finally, I know you thought I'd never get there. And I'm just going to start like with some war paint. And actually, I'll probably get a little more, like little kitty whiskers. Who doesn't want that? Okay. So I'm just using an It Cosmetics double-ended brush. I love this brush so much. And I'm just gonna kind of buff that in. Get rid of any of those lines where I painted it on. Okay, so it doesn't look like even light to medium coverage. It like almost barely looks like anything at all. But as it oxidizes, it adds more coverage. And you can always, like I said, you can always put the tinted moisturizer under it, and I could always add more, right? So I just have a little tester, so it just comes with a small applicator, but it does come in a big tube like this, just for your information. So I've got that on. Next I would do my concealer, which I didn't get out, so I'm gonna skip that for now and tell you about the next thing. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you about our powders, our loose powders. Okay, this is, to me, is a really cool delivery system because, let me show you the loose powder that I use. It's in this, and it will spill probably, and it just, you know, it's like a normal loose powder. It's a mess. It's always, you know, I'll put the lid on or the puff and it'll make a huge mess. So it'll always spill in my sink. I'll always end up with too much, or it's just, you know, especially when you first start using it and getting used to it, it is messy. So I like that powder, but I can't take it like on vacation with me or anything because it's just too much of a hassle. So we've got these really cool translucent powders. This one is obviously not something I would wear all over my skin. I'm just using this as an example. But we do have, so we've got 3 of these. One is like a bronzer. This one's more of like a blush. And then we've got just a translucent loose powder. So the reason I think this is so cool is because how, I don't know how I'm going to show you how I do this, but you just tap on the counter, because you have to do it kind of hard. You just tap this down with the lid on. Just tap it until you start seeing product at the bottom of the lid. And then you know that it's on your brush. And you can, if this were the powder, I'd, you know, get it all over my face. So with the bronzer, you can kind of tighten this up and use it just in like the contours of your cheeks for contouring. So again, plenty of uses for all of our different products. But there's tons of it in here. This will last you, like, I couldn't even imagine how long that it would take to go through this. You get the lid back on. So you just put the, I don't know what to call that, the thing up so it tightens up the brush. You put your lid back on, tighten it down, and then next time you need it, just tap, tap, tap. You're ready to go. The last thing I'm going to tell you about is our Pearlizer. So this is a highlighter. Okay, it's a liquid highlighter. You really don't need a lot of this. I love a glow. So let me tell you a few different ways you can use this. Either put a pump of it in, not a whole pump, like a half or a quarter or a third, a little bit of a pump on your hand, put your foundation and mix it together. Okay, then you're going to get an all over glow. Another way you can use it, not for your face, well, you could use it in your face, just put it in your moisturizer, but put it in like your body lotion, and then you have a nice all over glow everywhere. So that's another option. I am going to just put a tiny bit on my fingers and use it on my face as my highlighter. I just put it on my cheekbones, my upper cheekbones right here. Okay, and I'm just tapping that in. You could get a brush if you wanted. I think this is probably the most effective way to do it. Okay, and then I could get more, or just whatever I have left on my fingers, I could put as my brow bone highlighter. I could use it to highlight the inner corners of my eyes. You could put it on your Cupid's bow. You could put it on your forehead, like anywhere you would highlight. You can use this for any of those spots. So again, super versatile. And I know that took a while as I was showing you everything, but these products are pretty cool. I really like them. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you ever want to come and check them out. I'm happy to show you some of the foundations. I'm happy to show you everything we have. So let me know if you are ever interested in that. See you guys.